I want to talk about four key issues to do with social media before I get on to how you can use it effectively. Because if you don't understand these four things, you will never use it effectively. The first one is that social media is about having a conversation with people. If you're not the conversational type, then you're probably going to be wasting time if you get involved with social media. Can you imagine walking into a networking group, a group of people that you don't know, walking up to them with a megaphone and going, "Hi, I'm a new accountant in town. Come and see me. We're great at doing your books, your accounts, your tax. You'll love to use our services. And we produce a newsletter too." At best, you'd be looked at as if you are a complete nut. You're actually being very rude. And if you attempt that sort of behavior, posting promotional material all the time on social media, you will equally be considered rude. It's not a broadcasting medium. You have to be prepared to have a conversation. It's called social media, and it's perhaps best recognized as being the opposite of antisocial. If you do anything that's antisocial, you're not using it properly. That's the first thing to stress. Second thing to stress is that unless you have an existing brand that is recognized and that could be recognized and of value around the UK or around the world, social media is not about building your brand, whatever the branding people tell you. Social media is about building your profile, your reputation, your contacts. Now, you can do that for your practice, but through you. If you try and do it as a practice, you will take much, much longer to achieve any form of success online. I give you an example of somebody who does it successfully, going down the branding side, and that's a lady called Elaine Clark, who runs something called cheapaccounting.co.uk. It's a franchise operation that runs across the UK. So she's looking to build the brand across the UK. She tweets, she's on LinkedIn, she's on a lot of business forums, promoting her brand and her knowledge through her brand. That makes sense. For most accountants in practice, you're not going to be building up a brand, and certainly not your firm's conventional name. The third point is local. One of the dangers of getting involved in social media is it's very, very easy to communicate with people all around the UK, all around the world. Well, unless that's your target audience, you're wasting your time. You want to have communications with and conversations with people who are local to you. And please, please don't get confused between whether you could provide services to people all across the UK or the world, and whether they would be looking for you as a new accountant to service them. I assure you, nobody in Manchester is looking for an accountant in Bournemouth. Nobody in Aberdeen is looking for an accountant in Newcastle. People look for accountants who are local to them. The fact that you could provide your services to a client hundreds of miles away is not relevant in terms of the contacts and new prospective clients that you meet up with online. You really want to use social media to focus on those who are local to you. Does that make sense? And the fourth point, and this is crucial and so often missed. If you engage with somebody new on social media, before they decide whether or not to approach you to talk to you about becoming their accountant, or certainly before they agree to you becoming their accountant, invariably, not every time, but almost every time, they're going to look at your website. Does your website echo what you've been saying online? Does it echo the profile that you've built up on Twitter or on LinkedIn or on Facebook or on YouTube or wherever you are? If it doesn't echo that, if it's different, if it suggests that you are actually a boring old accountant the same as everybody else, despite this wonderful personality that's come across on social media, they may choose not to engage with you after all because you're not being congruent. And equally on your website, you must ensure you make it very easy for them to get in touch with you. Accountancy websites that make one person out to be a big firm fine. If that's working for you, if you are winning big firm clients, big clients already, fine, carry on doing what you've always done. But if you're pretending to be a big firm, but really you're a one or two man band, and you're hiding that in your website, you're probably going to be seen through and not winning the work that you would like to work through your social media activity, because your website suggests something different. It's got to be congruent. And it's got to be easy for people to get in touch with you. That was the point I made just now. So don't have the contact details as info at, sales at, admin at. Put your name, please. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Make it easy for them to choose to use you as a follow-through from your social media activity. Does that make sense?